Hello everyone, welcome to part 11 of my Dark Souls 2 Scholar the First Sin playthrough. Today we will hopefully be finishing up No Man's Wharf, and maybe fighting the Flexile Sentries. Right off the bat, I'm going to show you guys my stats real quick. They should be the same as last episode. So let's get a move on. I'm pretty sure I cleared this out entirely, but I'm going to double check just to make sure. And if you don't really see what really makes this game so bad, I'd imagine we'll probably see it once we get a little later in the game, like in the Shrine of Armana, for example. So I recently watched the Mauler series on a response to, I think, H-Bomb of his defense of Dark Souls 2. And while I knew the game was bad, and I knew I didn't really like it that much, holy shit, it is so much worse than I thought it was. There's so many problems in this game, it's insane. The only reason I'm really playing is because I really want to see if I can get to the good stuff. Maybe that'll encourage me to play this game multiple times. What's the point of this room? Because while there's definitely a lot of things that are problems, while there are a lot of problems in this game, no question, there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of really neat innovations, stuff that are exclusive to this game. And the weapons are probably the best. Especially because Twin Blades is a fucking awesome concept that I hate hasn't returned. Please, dodge, please, dodge, please. I need to run. The only thing I'd say this game does the best in the entire series is the PvP. And the weapon variety. Other than maybe Bloodborne. Because while there is definitely a lot of weapons in Bloodborne, the quality of each individual weapon is much better. I guess it's in a different class. Sorry, give me a moment. Let's find this item real quick. There we are. Okay, Varangian leggings. Leggings worn by Varangians that terrorize nearby seas. The coastline stretches far in northern Drangleic. Beyond this, Northern Sea is an unexplored continent said to be home of things inhumane. Basically, the enemies are funding our pirates, for the most part. And we're out of Hestus already. Part of the problem is this game relies too much on ambushes and ganking the shit out of the player. Which, frankly, isn't fun. Like, yeah, all the Souls games have ground control and probably always will. Everything from FromSoft. But this game is basically only ground control. There aren't that many solo things in this game outside of bosses. And even then, a good chunk of the bosses have multiple enemies. It's kind of dumb. We haven't seen any multiple enemy bosses yet, I don't believe, if I remember correctly. But, still. Now, see this enemy right here in front of us? Those are the enemies that are afraid of fire. If you have a torch, they will flee to an extent. Actually, I'll go grab a torch right now to show you, and it makes these enemies a lot easier. The best thing about this area is it's really compact, so it's not too hard to backtrack. But after we complete this game, I'll probably play Dark Souls 1. Most likely, at least. Specifically the Prepare to Die edition, because I do not own the remaster. Also, if anyone knows where I could buy Dark Souls 2 legitimately, because from what I heard, it was removed from Steam, please let me know, because apparently the original Dark Souls 2 is a lot better than this game. You see? Look what it gets into that passive state. It's good for dealing with groups of them. Although, if they're exposed to it long enough, they will become aggressive. Pretty sure. At least that's how someone described it to me. Back yourself off a cliff. Never mind, these guys apparently can't get knocked off cliffs. Thanks, Dark Souls. Also, one thing you should be wary of when you're playing this game is that when you turn, if like completely, it will forcefully put you a little bit in the other direction, which is just enough to sometimes toss you off the side of cliffs. So be very careful of that. Speaking of, we got another spell. Emit Force. A miracle derived from force emits a forward-moving shockwave. Throughout history, there have been many examples of imitative miracles. When discerning original form, imitator is nigh on impossible. Or no. When discerning original from imitator is nigh impossible. Oh my god, I'm sorry. When discerning original from imitator is nigh on impossible, which hardly matters. I think it's supposed to be it is nigh on impossible. Or something like that. That just sounds wrong. That doesn't sound correct to me grammarly. Now in this room there's a couple of these things. Apparently that one's aggressive right off the bat. There, now that one's aggressive, I'm pretty sure. I suggest you be careful though, because yeah, see they turn aggressive. And apparently they inflict bleed. And you can't really stun them. It's not with that. So be very careful. How did that hit? God. I fucking hate adaptability so much. I'm gonna switch weapons real quick. And I'm also gonna go get a torch, see if I can pacify it. Because I don't feel like getting hit by BS attacks right now. Yeah, that's one of the problems with this game. It's abysmal hitboxes. Of course, there are plenty of examples where it's more of just the adaptability part. Because what adapt really does in this game is it gives you more iframes in your rolls for some reason. It doesn't do that in any of the other games. And it's really annoying. Because then basically, unless you put a bunch of points into adaptability, either you have to get fucked with dodging and you're gonna heal a lot. Or that's why you want to have a shield sometimes. Or you're forced into a shield tanky build, which I'm doing neither. Oh, the Great Sword's right here. I thought this was in the Wisp of Steel. This is going to be one of my primary weapons. I do not think I have the right stats to wield it, though. So, okay. A straight sword with a very long blade. One of few ultra great swords. No human is intended to wield a sword of this weight or destructiveness. Only a few famed warriors have ever wielded this great blade, for it challenges the very limits of human ability. Yeah, this thing is basically Guts' sword. Yeah, look at that durability. It's really good. I'm gonna use that for the time being. It does barely. It does barely less damage despite having no upgrades, while the others are at +2. So, Silver Talisman. I'm pretty sure those are like anti-heal items, like Old Hunter Charms, and yeah, they block Estus. No, that's Lloyd's Talisman. Sorry. Here they are. Silver Talisman, a tiny charm embedded with imitative magic, used to transform into something to blend in. Use this talisman to hide from invaders, only provides the most superficial camouflage, but sometimes that is enough to do the trick. It's basically the white young branches from Dark Souls 3, or the reverse, I guess. They're fun to use, but they're not very useful. As I don't think it does anything to main enemies. sure. But speaking of the awful hitboxes in this game, I suggest you look up on Google or on YouTube, Mimic. Oh, I'm too heavy. Mimic hitboxes in Dark Souls 2. And it is awful. You can be directly behind the enemy whenever or directly behind the Mimic whenever the Mimic activates. And it will fucking hit you and grab you in its mouth still, which makes no sense, obviously. Technically, you're touching its hitbox, but they should have made it so if you were there, it would at least, like, pull one of its arms back and grab you. So it actually makes sense rather than it just fucking teleporting you to the front. Although this game seems to have a problem with teleporting hitboxes for some reason. Let's see. Also, equip load in this game, to my knowledge, the only thing it affects is your roll speed rather than your actual iframe. So the only reason I'm being worrying so heavily about this is, well, fat rolling's annoying as fuck. So why is this like a whole point heavier but has way worse stats? What's the point? Whatever. Right. Yeah. Okay. Fingarian Helm. Or Vera. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it. Yeah. Varangian Helm. Helmet worn by Varangians that terrorize nearby seas. The coastline stretches far northern. It's the same description. Why couldn't it say something about why it has horns or something like, it intimidates some creatures in there? I don't know, that'd be cool. I'd rather, like, I don't understand why everything doesn't have unique descriptions. Although I guess it's really minor, so. This area isn't too bad. Also, you need to pull this lever to move that ship I'm looking at, which will give you access to the Flexile Sentry, which is this area's boss, and will lead you to the opposite end of the steel. Imagine, like, I cannot wait to upgrade this. Most of these things are apparently aggressive right off the bat. Partially stagger these, okay. That's something. Also, I'm pretty sure I missed where I have to go to grab that big NPC. So I'll come back once I open the shortcut over here. You can drop down there and you have to get that invader from torches, but I'll do that later unless there's not an item there. Now there is a few like ninjas around this area that are kind of tough. I cannot see. Is this one of them? I'm not sure. Well, if it was, it's dead now. It looks like with the souls it was probably. It's one of these. If that one fell. It's either like crow assassin things. Don't know what they're called. They're not too bad. They're just kind of quick. Also, apparently these guys have Estus. Or something along the lines of that. I think these barrel things emit poison, and that's why that one, yeah, that's why that one started to... Holy shit, I forgot about how dangerous poison is in this game. Okay. Poison in this game is basically toxic from Dark Souls 1. I don't know why they thought it was a fucking good idea to do that. That's what it is, basically. So, don't get poisoned. Even though this area has like fucking 4 poison areas, or this game has like 4 poison areas. Why am I getting poisoned? just try to avoid getting poisoned. Normal poison's annoying as is, but fuck. Dark Souls 2 poison, like I said, is basically just toxic from Dark Souls 1. Also, I picked up an item there, and I'll check it in a second. It's a flame butterfly, real quickly. Okay, yeah, flame butterfly. Flame butterfly, bottle filled with dried red butterflies. Stimulation of these red butterflies creates a small flame, allowing torches to be lit on the go. These butterflies exude secretions which ignite upon exposure to air, protecting them from natural predators. Known and loved as handy firelighters, but feared as the catalyst of dangerous fires when found in swarms, or disastrous fires. I think this is our first fragrant branch of yore. I'll probably use this in the tutorial area. Nope, it's not. Okay. I might use one of them in the tutorial area, because there's, I believe, a Sublime Bone Dust or an Essence Shard, and there's a Pursuer fight there, and there's the coffin that swaps genders. I know how weird that sounds, but that's exactly what it is. It's helpful. I probably won't be using it, but I'll use it at least once, because it's completely free. Hopefully it doesn't screw up my character's appearance when I switch it back, though. Also, I'd suggest if you're using the Greatsword, I should have probably turned around. If you're using the Greatsword, I suggest you... Oh no, I might die here. Fucking go, please. If you're using the Greatsword, I suggest you use it one-handed whenever you're not locked on, because its vertical moveset makes it kind of easy to miss with. Why does bleed have to be different in this game? I know in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, the way bleed works is it builds up, and then once it builds up all the way, it'll do a quick large amount of damage percent based, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think it's just flat damage. But in this game it seems to be more similar to poison. This is not like fucking Bloodborne, which rapid poison is literally just bleed. Or Dark Souls 3, which has frostbite, which is basically just bleed again. And it's just another thing that's annoying, especially with how fast they build it up, the fact that they're quick and hit hard, and they aren't really that able to be stunned. Man, I cannot fucking see. That's part of the reason I don't like this area. And I am complaining a lot today, aren't I? This is a shortcut. You can just knock this down and you got access to the starting area. I'll end up going back to Majula to upgrade my weapon real quick. I think that's everything. And maybe a little if I have enough. Which I will. This guy is the magic or sorcery tutor. He won't talk to you unless you have high enough magic, or not magic intelligence, which I do not have, and I most likely will not have until possibly the game. So we probably won't be talking to him, but he'll sell a couple sorceries. If you want more information, then check the wiki. Lucatiel here is that one from earlier, that first embassy we encountered. She used the Hollow Slayer Greatsword, which does boosted damage to hollows, as you'd probably expect. And to my knowledge, her questline requires that you summon her for this fight. So I'll also be summoning that shade right there, of course. Why does it always feel like the fucking archers in this game hit the head? Also, I'm pretty sure I checked this area earlier. Another one. Fucking just face the correct direction. Locking in this game sucks so much dick. You can see the back second, or the second R1 can also serve as a back hitbox. That's pretty good for the Greatsword. sword, hollow infantry boots. I'm pretty sure I have those. Yeah, I do. Sword Proud Knight. Most NPC, you can't sell to most NPCs in this game. There is a few that you can, and that's why I haven't gotten rid of some of these items yet. Even though they're just kind of clogging up my inventory and their duplicates. Can I turn up my fucking brightness? What the hell? No, of course I can't. I can barely see. Hopefully it's better for you guys. Maybe it's just my eyesight's better fucking glare from the sun or something, I don't know. Let me see if I can find where that other NPC is. There's the giant light, by the way. If you use that Ferrous Lockstone down there, that will light up. It'll help a lot, but it's not worth it unless you have a surplus. And even then, I'd suggest you save that surplus for later. Because there are quite a few Ferrous Lockstone locations in this game. And also, since I'm going to try to avoid looking up stuff in this run. There will be a bunch of bosses I will miss, I guarantee it. Especially considering how many fucking bosses are in this game. And there definitely be a lot of items I missed. There's gonna be, like, I know apparently there's some fragrant branches that you, or to get all the fragrant branch areas, you either have to go to New Game Plus and save the branches, cheat, or you have to use them in specific ways that you can mess up. And if I do mess them up, I might just cheat some in along with Ferrous Lockstones to get all the content in this game once I beat the final boss and before I go to New Game Plus. Also, at some point, I might do some special runs, specifically No Bonfire and No Death. Which, if you complete those two, you get some completely unique rings, which obviously are quite hard to get. If I enjoy this game like at all, then I might do that. I don't know. I definitely want to do that before I do Dark Souls 1 and 2, though. Sorry for. This is gonna take a while. I want to find. I think his name is like Galvus or something. I think his name is Galvus or something. And he sells a bunch of. I think he's a blacksmith, which is important considering how many fucking blacksmiths are in this game. That's one thing I really didn't like until before Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. I'm not sure if Demon Souls did it, but I know Dark Souls 1 and 2 did it. Here he is. There's just a bunch of fucking blacksmiths all over the place, and it's really annoying trying to keep track of all of them if you're trying to upgrade specific weapons, but here he is. Gavlin. That's it. Okay, increases poise. That will probably be useful later in the game, once I get some good armor. Okay, so apparently he just sells some poison shit. I could have sworn he had other stuff, but maybe his stuff later. Also, one thing, I know all the NPCs in this game that you can buy stuff from. If you buy enough stuff from them, and you talk to them, they will give you unique items. Like, I know the, it's like Merlin's or something, the old lady that you get the Leningrad key from, the first blacksmith key. If you buy enough from her, she'll give you a covetous silver serpent ring +1, which is a soul ring. It gives you extra souls. You get, I think you get the unupgraded version, or the first version, when you re-enter Elizabeth Steel. So it's pretty useful. Actually, it's extremely useful. It gives you a bunch of extra souls. Although you seem to get a surplus of souls in this game. Is this guy seriously still here? You seem to get a surplus of souls in this game. Any extra is still helpful. Fucking face the correct direction, my moron character, please. And this is why I suggest, unless you're locked on, to use one-handed. Because holy, you miss a lot with this weapon. Because your guy will fucking turn mid-swing, for some reason. I bet you it's good for PvP, but god, it's annoying. This game. Alright. I'll level up my weapon real quick. And then we'll fight the Flexile Sentry and I'll end the episode. I'm not going to worry too much about longer episodes. I'm just going to try to make sure they're not too far above 15 minutes. Unless I'm fighting a boss. Like I said, I'd suggest not using boss souls for souls unless you're doing a specific kind of run, which if you are, why are you watching me? Because I'm complete ass at this game. There, see? Coveted Silver Serpent Ring +1. Probably because of those life gems I bought. Or maybe I bought that Fragrant Branch. If you buy that Fragrant Branch, she'll give it to you immediately. Yeah, that's probably why. I just didn't really notice. I'll probably get rid of the seal. It's not super useful. I feel like it's soul, so yeah. Okay, reinforce this. Also, I know I said not to, but I bought some shards. But frankly, I really wanted those weapons up or boosted because they're not very strong. So, okay, what was the requirements on this? Okay, so I won't be able to dual wield this because my strength is way too low. My dex is fine, but my strength is too low. I need 42. Because the way it works is you need 1.5 times the higher end when you play on a dual wielding. It's like stats. So I need 42 strength and 15 dex in order to dual wield this with a weapon that has lower or equal requirements. Which these have lower requirements. If I'm able to level up enough to get to their requirements, I'll just dual wield them in the Flexile fight. Yeah, the Flexile fight, probably until I am able to. Sorry, give me a second, let me think. I'll probably duel them until I'm able to duel the Greatsword as well. Which seems to be the case. So I need 36 to duel them, if I remember correctly. Nice. Dueling this game is incredibly fun. It's heavy as fuck, and it usually requires incredibly high stats. Which, in a game where adaptability is king, that's a huge flaw. But you cannot sit there and tell me this isn't cool as hell, even if I only get 2 swings. Oh yeah. Also, I need to switch to armor. I think I could do this. Chats. Actually, was it this? No, it's not. I figured this out earlier. I do not know why. I do not remember what what the combination was to get what I need. That'll work. That kind of stupid, but. So let us go finish up this area. And the next episode, I think we'll start out by using a Fragrant Branch Yor in the tutorial area. Probably dying to the Pursuer, because it's like a beef version. But we'll see. Also for the fight, it's a great sword. Quick one-shots without taking too much durability. Oh, I did not know you could do that. Fucking face it the correct direction, moron. Again. Yeah, I'd suggest you not use this build if you're new, though. Because while I'm newer to this game, I'm still a veteran of the Soul series. So I should be able to do a decent job with it. Even if I'm definitely being... I probably should use something much easier. Considering how weird this game is, I guess would be the right term. Okay, now we gotta grab Lupatile here. Should be able to beat the Flexile. It's pretty damn easy. For the Flexile, I guess. Because what the Flexile is, it's a two-sided man, pretty much, or a two-sided monster. One side wields dual barbed claws, which probably do bleed damage, and the other wields two scimitars. I believe they're scimitars, at least. Two curved swords, I know that. You know, pirates. Except their captain is a complete monstrosity. Also, due to being able to respec in this game, I'll probably come back. Of course, let me here. I'll probably bonfire aesthetics later to fight some of the bosses in order to mess around with different builds. Because if you didn't know, one, bonfire aesthetics are a thing which allow you to force an area into a new game plus level without having to go to new game plus, which allows you to refight bosses, allowing you to get multiple boss weapons of the same boss in the same playthrough without cheating, which is quite cool. Plus, it allowed me to mess around with some new builds. Although if we do that, I'll probably cheat soul vessels in order to mess around. And I might end up changing my build at some point if there's a particularly difficult boss that I'm really struggling with in my current build. We'll see. Okay, I'll read that quick description real quick, and then we'll get going. Okay. Twilight Herb, a gray herb that grows hidden among the rocky surfaces of tall mountains. Restore a number of spell uses. There is no end to the scores of people who risk life and limb to forage for this valuable herb, which led to a banning of its harvest in some regions. This is just a different... It's a buff version of the Amber Herb. Okay, let me switch weapons real quick. Hey, let's kick some ass. I wonder if these can be buffed, actually, thinking about it. See what I mean? This person thought, oh my god, I do like no damage. At least for how slow I am. It's a pretty fun boss. Also, something that happens during the fight is that the water level will slowly rise, which if it gets far enough up, it'll make it difficult to move. So I'd suggest trying to beat this guy as fast as possible unless you want to challenge yourself. And by challenge yourself, give the boss an unnecessary advantage. Why are you aggroing to me, please? And especially if you want to fight the deep water version of this, there in the next area there is one which is mandatory, not mandatory, which is on the way to the Lost Center, which is the next area's main boss. Would you fucking face the correct direction, please? He's not hard. Although with a build like this, he might be difficult. Like, I'm frail, I don't hit insanely hard, and I am slow, and I have like no stamina. Again, another reason not to use this build, I'm just doing it because I'm an idiot and I like having fun. Or I like doing stupid shit. Okay. It's the last little bit before we go to the other side of Las Bastille and I end the episode. Actually, I'll end the episode and then go to the last little bit of the Bastille. Pyromancy Flame. A flame catalyst used by pyromancers. Pyromancers rouse this flame to produce various fire arts. Equip Pyromancy Flame to produce pyromancy. Attune pyromancies at a bonfire. The strength of a pyromancy depends on the strength of one's pyromancy flame, which can be improved through reinforcement. Pyromancy scale with faith and intelligence. So, yeah. Spells. Fireball. A standard spell for pyromancers creates a fireball that is hurled at foes. To use pyromancies, equip a pyromancy flame to serve as a catalyst and assign a pyromancy to an attunement slot. The power of a pyromancy is directly affected by the quality of the catalyst. Or at least I assume it scales with faith and intelligence. I know that was how it was in Dark Souls 3, but I have no idea how in this game. If I missed anything in this video, or in this area, let me know, and I might go back for it. But, thank you everybody for watching, and have a nice day.